If you keep everything free from bacteria, your mind, gender and motherboard, you will never catch anything, so you can give it your all. No more catching a virus, always giving 100%. That sounds like a dream, doesn't it? That's because it is. My time is free time. My time is gender free. This is my time. My time is me. Here's a thought for you. What if a thought, a random thought, is not pumped through your brain in the speed of blood, but in the speed of the Hyperloop? We are all used to travel at hyperspeed, physically. Very nice, very nice. But now, mentally too. Even before this thought even pops up, it already kicks in. Efficiency, the answer to everything.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome by revolutionizing transport at the speed of sound. And thanks for this great introduction. And actually, I'm a great fan of solutions. But before I'm going to tell you how we're going to revolutionize transport at the speed of sound, I would like to show you this graph. And here you can see the development of the computer, the amount of transistors on a square millimeter. As you can see from the 1970s till now, this has increased over more than 100,000 times. So that's amazingly much. But when you take a look in the world of transportation, when you take a look at the year 1970, we were already flying in Boeing 747s. We were already driving in the same trains as we somehow do now. But there is real need for a new, faster and more efficient way of transportation. And that means that it's time for innovation. I am Tim, the team captain of the Delft Hyperloop team, and I would love to prepare you on what's coming in the world of transportation. But before I do that, I would like to point out the current transportation problems. And there's one picture that really captures that problem very well. And this is this guy. And he is cycling against the wind. And as you can see from his face, it takes him a lot of power to do that. And that is just because he's pushing away all the air particles hitting his body. But not only this guy is doing that, no, every current transportation system is continuously pushing away air particles, making them use a lot of energy. And we all know that energy costs money. Plus thirdly, there just has to be a single leaf on the railway, and you can lay down the whole transportation system. So that's not something what we want. So how does the ideal transportation system look like? Well, it is more efficient, that has lower cost, and has a higher reliability. But how can we achieve that? I guess you all feel it coming. We can achieve that with the Hyperloop. The Hyperloop is sort of a train running in a tube, and in the tube there's almost no air pressure. And because there's almost no air pressure, there is also almost no air resistance, making it possible to travel therefore way more efficient, way more cost effective, but also a lot faster than the current transportation systems. And the power that you use comes from solar panels on top. And now comes the nicest part. When you're at the station and you leave, you just accelerate the vehicle till a certain speed. But then the air resistance and the overall resistance is so low that it just levitates and floats inside the tube without needing any propulsion. And at the end station, you make it come to a safe stop and you regain the energy that you've used during acceleration, making it a very energy efficient system. When you look to the speeds that you can reach with a Hyperloop, it's way faster than all the current transportation systems, close to 1,200 kilometers an hour. That's possible, with the energy usage magnitudes lower than those of the current transportation systems. And when you put this into comparison, you would travel, for example, from the Netherlands till the south of France, which is like 1,000 kilometers. With Hyperloop, it will take you 1 hour. And you compare the amount of energy that is needed to take you from Amsterdam till the south of France with the amount of energy stored in the Tesla. You just need 20% of his battery to get you from the Netherlands till the south of France. So that really shows how energy efficient a Hyperloop system can be. Well, I'm already talking about the south of France, and it's also quite a popular vacation destination among the Netherlands. So what do we see the first day of vacation? Pictures like this. Well, when the Hyperloop is there, times like this will be over. But also this is a very known image. A lot of trucks on the road transporting cargo. Well, the Hyperloop can also be used to transport cargo. And if you do that, you can take away all of the trucks from that road and solve a lot of the traffic jam problems as well. Well, this all sounds quite amazing, right? Why did nobody ever came up earlier with this? Well, they did. Already from the 1900s, people were thinking about transporting people and stuff inside tubes, but it never really came off the ground until this guy, Elon Musk, the company of the boss of SpaceX and Tesla Motors, has written a proposal of the Hyperloop. And to boost this technology, he has organized with his company SpaceX the Hyperloop competition. And the idea is quite simple. SpaceX is building a Hyperloop tube, and student teams can design and build a Hyperloop prototype to test in the tube and see which team is the best. And this competition is on half scale to make it also quite feasible for students. Well, after 1 week, when the competition was announced, we were already started as Delft Hyperloop. And here we are now with a team of 30 students covered from all of the faculties of the TU Delft, so every area of technical expertise is within our team. And we have made the Delft Hyperloop design. And last January we've presented that. And we've presented that with a video. And I would love to show you that video here as well. So on behalf of the Delft Hyperloop team, I proudly present to you the Delft Hyperloop design. Enjoy. Thank you very much. And here you see the Delft Hyperloop design. And I probably have seen this video almost 1,000 times, and still it's amazing for me to see. But I guess you guys are all quite curious, how would this be in the real world? Well, here you have a picture of our Hyperloop at the station ready for you to get in. And once you're in, you see that you have quite some spacious seats and some windows, but these are not normal windows. It are like screens which are showing you the environment passing by, so you do not have the idea that you are traveling in such an enclosed environment. But let me show you a bit about the technique that we're using. Our vehicle is levitating inside the tube. And because it levitates, there is no mechanical contact, no friction, so therefore no wear, and our maintenance costs very, very low. And how we do that is with the use of permanent magnets in our undercarriage. And those permanent magnets, they move over an aluminum sheet, and by that movement something funny happens, because you create a repulsive magnetic field inside that aluminum, causing you to levitate at a certain speed. And here you see it moving, and the repulsive magnetic field is pushing it away. And we already start levitating at 30 kilometers an hour. So therefore the undercarriage can be very simple, lightweight, and cost-effective as well. Well, this design we presented last January in Texas. And as you know now, We've ended up second there after the MIT team, but we have also won the POD Innovation Award, which we were really, really proud of. And I also had a chance to talk to Elon Musk after the competition, which was an amazing experience. Well, and after this, it went all crazy with so many news articles, news sites, magazines, online magazines, presentations, talks, comics, where we had a lot of attention. And as a big bang, we have done our story at RTL Late Night together with Umberto Tan, which got a lot of media attention. Well, what's yet to come now? Currently, we are full in production of our prototype by making all the aluminum parts, all the carbon fiber parts, but also we're making test setups. This makes it possible for us to test every subsystem to make sure it works before we go to California and test our design there. And we all do this in the center of Delft, where you see here our workshop. So behind these doors, all the magic happens, where we have our own manufacturing space to do all the testing, assembling, and manufacturing by ourselves. On the 30th of June, that's already quite quickly, we will unveil our prototype to the world. So keep track of this date, because probably you'll see us in the news again. And after that, we'll fly to California to do some more tests, to eventually go to Rocket Road number 1, next to the headquarters to SpaceX, where SpaceX is building its test tube, where we will do our run of glory. And hopefully, therefore, we're the fastest, we're the most energy efficient, we have the least vibrations, we're the safest, and we're going to beat MIT. But I would like to take you back to the beginning where it all started, with this graph, where you can see that from the 1970s till now, the world of computers has evolved a lot. Well, I think in the world of transportation, this is also possible. When you have the right people at the right spot, at the right time, things can go very well. So therefore, I believe that already in 2025, you can have a Hyperloop system fully integrated in the current environment. And maybe it's so good integrated that you don't even see it, but here it actually is. Well, the circle is not a really good place, but it is behind the circle. And we are now making the first fundamental steps to realize this by designing, building, and testing a Hyperloop prototype, and that all in just 1 year. And that's something I would love to call revolutionizing transportation at the speed of sound. Thank you for your attention.